Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Okami. Last time, we used Lucky Mallet to visit Eastern's village of Ponc'tan, where we met a ton of other Poncals and had to choose a Celestial Envoy. A Celestial Envoy being one that spreads belief in the gods through their paintings. We didn't decide on one, but I think we might have an idea of who we're gonna pick. Anyway, we have to go to the Spirit Gate as one of the Celestials. As one of the, the Poncals told us that, a little girl happened to go through the Spirit Gate, and opening it would cause misfortune. Ishaku, the village leader, told us not to go there, but we're gonna head into the deeper parts of Yoshpet and see if we can find this Spirit Gate, and if we can find out if Lika really did go through there. So Inner Yoshpet, actually, to me, it's very similar to the Yoshpet we've already gone through, in terms of, I guess, visuals. But it's just a little bit more tricky. But there's less trees and chests to bloom and open respectively. So while technically the design of it is trickier, it doesn't, I don't want to say waste your time as much, but I suppose that's the best way to put it. It doesn't waste your time as much, making you bloom trees. Well, you don't have to, but letting you bloom trees and open the chests. So, well, I think you have the same amount of time in Inner Yoshpet as you did the other Yoshpet, the easier Yoshpet. 5 minutes, yeah, same time. But the design is a bit trickier. Like, these things now move. There's a lot more icicles around the place. Things aren't really divided up into sections anymore. Like, they don't add things. Each section is just sort of all thrown at you at once, which is a fair challenge, in my opinion, because, like, you know, you've already gone through Yoshpet, now you should use all these gimmicks. I don't know how these trees, by the way, are growing on ice. But maybe that's why they're corrupted, and for some reason, when we bloom them, the ice decides not to kill the trees anymore. I don't know. Is it possible for trees to grow on ice? I mean, I don't know. I suppose in certain conditions it might be possible. Ice is just water, but it's also really cold water. So I don't know. I don't know if that's really possible by any means. I don't believe any of these, bloody things, ice mounds, freezy things, have, chests or treasures in them. Just, you know, usual solar fragments and all that. And that's, well, the healing things, the healing orbs, I can't remember the exact name of it at the moment, has those in it, might have ink bottles and all that, but it's nothing major important. Well, we are going through Yoshpet. I suppose I should talk about the music. We'll get further than that works too. This is probably, I like this track a lot. Also, there's a stray bee right here, so a little pop-up should appear. I like this track a lot. But Yoshpet is an area that takes a fair while to go through. Mostly. Are you gonna tree? There we go. Mostly because I do go through and bloom all the trees and open all the chests and all that. So I spend a lot of time in here, and this track is good for little areas, little spurts of time. Really good for that. Really atmospheric. But that's kind of all it is, atmospheric. And most of Okami's soundtrack does being both atmospheric and catchy and memorable and all that incredibly well. This song, not so much. You know, it is kind of bland, it is kind of repetitive. Again, great for, short little mysterious areas. Not great for Yoshpet, where you probably will spend a lot of time, especially in your first playthrough, when things might be a bit trickier to traverse, not so much to get through the forest, because honestly, the maze part of it is a non-issue. It wasn't an issue for me in my first playthrough. It's not an issue ever for me. So I don't think that's like a big deal that's structured in a sort of way like a maze. But it's just sort of the layout and that can all be difficult to traverse. But anyway, that's the first area. I believe each area has a stray bead in it, if I remember correctly. And there's one sun fragment in here. And that sun fragment will be the last one we get through just exploring and finding them in chests or whatever around Nippon. I said the one in Webcure was that one. I was wrong. I don't know why I thought that, but also that texture on the ice is glitching out with the lighting engine. That's an issue with the Wii port. I believe I brought it up before, but I didn't really accentuate it because it hasn't actually come up as much as glitches in general haven't come up as much in this playthrough as I'm not gonna say often do, because I don't run into the glitches people talk about with the Wii version all that often. They're not like game breaking or anything. It's usually only related to side quests that only give me stray beads, and I'm not so hell bent on 100% this game every playthrough that I'd be like, well, fuck this game, I guess. I give up. No, like, for example, the painting quest in Cyan City with the little girl and Mr. Cheek, where you had to draw, like, a heart and a V and all that. Sometimes the girl will give me the same pattern twice in a row, and I have no idea why, and it's really annoying, because then if I don't remember the exact, like, sequence of patterns, I was about to say pattern of patterns, that doesn't make any sense, sequence of patterns, I have to reload the game, and sometimes that doesn't even work. So that can be pretty annoying, which may be a blessing in disguise, because that side quest can in itself be pretty goddamn annoying. So maybe it's a good thing that that side quest just sometimes doesn't work for me. Otherwise, I've never really run into major gameplay glitches with Okami, the Wii version. It's just always been light graphical glitches. I really, like, I'm not gonna say they're good, or, well, obviously not good. They're not good things. How do I say this? They should have been fixed, but they're not too distracting, and they don't get in the way of the game too much. There's only one or two instances where I feel the graphical errors can be a bit distracting to your experience. Otherwise, it's like, it's in this little corner of Kamiki. It's on the ice in Yoshpet. It's not a huge deal. Again, should it have been fixed? Should have been refined? Of course. Of course that's a thing that you should always make better. Your lighting engine and all that, make sure it works properly, make sure nothing glitches out. At least 9 times out of 10, make sure it doesn't glitch out. But, they didn't really do that with Okami, unfortunately. Anyway, second stray beat is at the end of the wrong path. The dead end at the end of the second path. Let's phrase it as such. And you can see we still have 2 minutes to get through the last area, so we are making pretty good time here. And the last area shouldn't take us too much longer than the first two. There's only 3 areas in each section of Yoshpet. Easton mentioned, by the way, I didn't read the dialogue, but Easton mentioned that none of the Oina can get through here. It's that confusing. I guess, maybe, I don't think it's so much the confusing part that they really advertise. Accentuate, I suppose, with Yoshpet. It's more so that the power that the Force gives off confused beasts, and I guess Ami's just somewhat immune to it because she's a god. That's what I'm guessing. I don't quite know why she's immune to it. Anyway, we're going to do this fight because I have some extra time, and I think why not. I do want to show more fights with this weapon, and I suppose talking about the Resurrection Beads, I believe they're called? Yes, the Resurrection Beads. They are really good rosary. They're really powerful, and what do I have as a reflector of this? Some of the reflectors, actually none of the reflectors I believe are different in their sub effects. They're just more powerful than each other. However, rosaries and glaives do have some differences based on just what weapon they are as a sub and a main weapon. To go over rosaries real quick, I don't remember exact examples. I believe the first two, the Devour Beads and the I'm sorry, I have to look at the name of this. The Life Beads and the these two, 7 Strike and Tsunam Magari for glaives. Devour Beads shoot like one blast at a time when you use it as a sub-weapon, one little laser, which you can just map. You can press the normal attack button and then the dig button to shoot them in continuous, like, blasts, I suppose. However, with like the life beads, you shoot one large blast, one like spread shot, I suppose, that just goes over a large area. It's all up to preference which one you prefer. Personally, I prefer the individual laser shots, but I don't mind the spread shots at all. I think those are also fantastic. It's just I think the individual laser shots are, obviously they're more accurate. The other ones are more are more suited for dealing with large groups of enemies, obviously. But both are pretty good. Both are actually, really suited for battle. For glaives, I can't exactly remember the difference. I believe it's just like a different charge shot, or not charge shot, different like strike in the air when you use it in the air. Yeah, it sounds weird, but whatever. Since we have a sub-reflector, let me use this strategy again. This strategy again is just, cover them in ink, they'll start flailing about, then use their sub-reflector when they're flailing about because that counts as an attack for them. So just go ahead and do that. Works every time. Gets you a free Demon Fang too. Not that I need them anymore again, but if you do, you can get a free Demon Fang for doing so. You can do that with most enemies, actually. Cover them in ink, they'll start flailing about, and you can counter it to get a free Demon Fang and then do their full finisher. You can also use Yellow Fury, I believe it was called. Yeah, Yellow Fury. Golden Fury, I apologize. You got that from the dojo. Also, Sun Fragment here. That's the last one we get through finding a chest, and I only have 16 seconds, so hopefully I can make it to the actual exit of Yoshpet in Probably the next 10 seconds when we get to the intersection. This isn't... I think I'll be fine. This is the last section. 6 seconds to spare. And here we are. So I believe I did go over... I can't exactly remember the difference between glaives. As sub weapons, but anyway. This is it. That big old hunk of wall right there is the spirit gate. The spirit gate. Nobody knows when it was built or even who built it. All we know is that it's been here since the age of myths. And that's a whole lot older than even old man Ishaku. The Ponc'tan chief's clan has served as gatekeeper for generations. It's said that needlessly opening this gate only invites disaster. But I have no idea what kind of disaster it might be. I'm gonna force this gate open. After all, we have no other choice of Lika's on the other side of this thing. Stand back, Okami. Boy, old man Ishaku would have my head if he knew what I just did. Let's just keep this between you and me, Ami. Just look at that light. It looks way too pretty to be anything that invites misfortune. What are you looking at, Furball? The door's open, ain't it? Do you have the guts to go on through it? If you turn back now after all I've been through, I swear I'll... Okay. Hello again, Isun, and Amaterasu, was it? I thought I'd come and join the fun. I've never seen the spirit gate open before. They say opening it only invites disaster. What are you doing here anyway? And how the heck did you get this far into Yoshpet to begin with? Ah, you must be talking about this force's power to confuse beasts. Indeed, we half-man, half-beast Owina should feel the effects. But it seems the sacred sword Kutone has kept me safe. This is no surprise, as the sword itself has driven me here. The wall of ice shall shatter and open the way to the heavens when Kutone glows silver. As the prophecy foretells, when Kutone starts glowing, it is a sign that the demons shall soon fall. What's more, some say that even the heavens will be within reach. What the heck's that supposed to mean? Anyway, it hasn't even begun to glow. I must not have slain nearly enough monsters yet. If that's the case, this spirit gate should be just the thing. I'll give those monsters of misfortune a taste of Kutone. Okay, wait. We have no idea what's on the other side of that thing. All we know is Lika somehow ended up going through it. I guarantee you're gonna find more than you bargained for in there. That's what I'm hoping for the sake of Kutone. No, wait, Ami. Maybe this isn't such a good idea.